and welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm here with a little bit of post-production of the Summer Melee at Rum Village, joined again by David. How you doing?
Doing great. Glad to be here.
We officially deserve our feature card because we made lead card.
Yes,
we did
agreed.
it.
We did it.
Fun tournament out here. Also, cool trophy here, just showing case that. That looks
Thank
really
you
cool.
to Zach Mercer for those.
Yeah, those are awesome. We got a little bit of a different layout. What do we got with hole 1 here?
Hole 1, 340 feet. Pretty much the same shot as before. However, the basket will be pushed back about 40 feet into the woods.
Frank Smith, highest rated player in the event. Very good player. He had a really, really great start to his year. He was shooting a lot of 10, between 1,000 and 1,020 rated rounds. He's kind of slowed up in his recent times. Like just mid-season, he's been struggling to really get over 980 consistently, and he's kind of hoping to get back on track. Round 1 was rated pretty high. I don't remember off the top of my head. I think
It's
it
close
was
to 1,000, I would guess.
Now I got to go look it up.
There's a... Oh, Zach, did you go too far right on that one? Or I can't remember.
Oh,
it dropped.
There it is. Yeah, it's just bad. Yeah, it was 990 for him in round 1, so.
990 at 12 down. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, unfortunately, all the really low-rated players shot good, too.
Right.
Which is very possible here at this course, because even though it just doesn't have a lot of distance, right? There's quite a few trees, but all the gaps are really fair, and as long as you stay clean, you can shoot really, really well.
Yeah, Frank is an incredible player, so I don't think that he will be on the struggle bus for very long. That's for sure.
I think I saw him a couple events after this, or maybe the next events he played after, where he had shot some 1040-something rated rounds.
Yep.
So
The event after this event, he won down in Avon, Indiana.
Okay.
I believe he averaged around 1,040, which is ridiculous.
I mean, to be fair, a course like this for Frank does not necessarily favor him.
Correct.
He throws quite literally probably 80 feet farther than the next closest thrower in this field.
Yes, exactly.
Just got insane power.
And a great putt there.
He's
started him off strong.
Yeah, he's chirping with me a little bit because when we were warming up for the hole, he kept going over there. It's like, imagine if I landed over here, it was really bad, and he just kept putting it, and then he made it from there.
That's awesome. Yeah, Frank is one of the he's one of the furthest throwers I think I've ever played with.
I think it's not only his backhand power that he has, it's his forehand.
Yes.
That just he can smooth out a 450 forehand like that, and it's really, really clean. Hole 2 changes, 337, from hole 1 change, hole 2 changes, hole 3 will change in a minute. This one is more straight. There's a drop-off left and behind the basket. You're going to see Frank here start with a forehand, which I think is a very common play if you have that power. But for a guy like me who doesn't have that power, I'm trying to throw backhand with something stable and throw it on a little Anheuser line. Hopefully it holds that.
So this will be a fun one to watch. Andrew Biggs, who just threw right here, at the beginning of the year at a WIFS tournament, played against Frank, and they went into a playoff against each other.
Oh.
Yeah, and Andrew took it down.
Andrew's just having a really good year.
Yeah, I do believe.
I thought there was a chance of acing that, even though I shanked it.
Your shot was looking good.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that.
No?
No.
It was an accident?
I mean...
A good accident.
Yeah, I mean... I should say, I guess it's an accident because I'm trying to do something very specific with my angle control, and I didn't do that. It kind of slipped out early, but the slip made me throw it at a different angle, and the angle compensated for the mistake, right? And unfortunately, this is where the mistake leads you, is deep. And I still gave it a bid.
Yeah, that was a good bid.
Metal hit.
Frank's right there with you. A little long.
He's got a couple Firebirds in his bag he got from me.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
The Marweeds? Or no, the Sextons?
Yep, he's got, there's just collector discs that I don't throw anymore. Oh, that one didn't stay.
I was wanting that one.
Yeah.
I needed it. Being 3 back of Frank going into that hole.
Yeah, what is your mindset going into this?
Into this round?
Yeah, are you thinking you're going to chase him down? Or are you thinking, hey, I just got to beat the snot out of Zach because who cares?
Yeah, no, this is one of my home courses, so I would say I average around 9 to 10 down on this course, so I'm hoping to get a 10 and hoping he doesn't shoot another 12.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Hole 3, we're looking at 510 feet. This is a change from the short pad to the long pad. Typical play is going to be what Frank does here. He's going to be throwing a forehand down the gut. Yeah, that's mashed.
Yeah, I don't. Have you seen any consistent birdie plays on this whole pin or this pad to pin?
For getting your 3?
No.
Or you mean getting...
I mean, this is a par 4, so I mean
Correct.
that's fair. So do you see any consistent eagle looks? I should say
No.
eagle lines. Okay.
No, it's I got fortunate enough about a week before this to throw the same line you just threw on backhand. I had it flip up, and I was pin high 40 feet to the left of the basket.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the closest I've ever been on this hole. So, no, I don't really see...
And that Mando is in play, right?
Yes, the Mandro is in play.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would be...
Is that what spooked
over
you into
the
that?
road.
Is that what spooked you into
Yeah.
that miss? Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, obviously, right?
Mandos get in people's heads, They're... It's wild to see how much a Mando can affect somebody's play.
Oh, sure. Not that particular play, but some plays.
Right. Yeah.
Both you and Andrew hit early. Andrew's going to hit early high again. It's going to leave him short. So he's got a really long look. Frank and I are sitting pretty
Yes.
position-wise. There's nothing in between us. I'm thinking just soft pitch with a zone OS.
It's an ideal landing spot. With a good shot, too.
Yeah, just short.
How short is that? It's hard to tell.
20,
on the
20
okay.
22, somewhere in there. Enough for it to be clinchy, but not enough for it to be a problem.
This is, I believe, Frank's PA3 that he drew a Fortnite llama on the top of.
He did the same thing I did, but just went deep. You didn't want to do that and just put it under the basket. I think that's the smart play.
It'll be for par, though.
I understand that, but like, yeah, I mean, Nate Sexton talked about it when Calvin throws 530 feet and parks it. He's like, I can't even do that from 60. So like,
Yeah.
at any time, if you can put it 2 feet from the basket, that's a good time.
Dead center. Your putt's looking good.
Hey, for it being one of the farther holes of the course, I went birdie 2 rounds.
Yep.
I'm feeling great about that hole right there. Next time I go, promise bogey, triple bogey. It's happening. I can call it right now.
No, that's
Yeah.
not
I'm going to
happening.
forget about the Mando. I'm going to chuck it right. I'm going to yeah, over the road for sure. Couple birdies ain't bad for the card.
No, take a couple birdies on that.
Hole 4, 270 feet. Guess what? It didn't change.
It did not.
No, it didn't. You just got to throw hyzer, just like we saw you do last round. That's the best way to do it.
Same shot.
Rinse, repeat. Well, no. You rinse, repeat. I got to change. There you go.
Frank, I believe, went up the center gap. This is going to be fun to watch. Yep, he did.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
That's more of the intended line, and you don't see a whole lot of people throw it.
Yeah,
though.
I don't want to do that.
Nope.
That seems harder.
Looks like he made... Oh, did that kick that tree?
Yep, you know what? I take it back. I want to take Frank's line. It seems better. I take it back.
Andrew going wide.
Oh, he does not like this.
Good flare, though. That was a good... That's not a bad
That's
outcome.
not bad. That's like the same spot he was in round one.
Yeah.
Can you replicate?
A little lower this round. But not... Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah. Total of 12 feet between the 2 rounds, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely dialing in this putt. No, I'm not. The tree in front of me literally is the line I would want to take if I was trying to run it, too. So I was like, just pitch around, take the easiest. Hey, I did your thing. I put it right by the basket.
You did.
I did. You taught me something. Thank you.
Andrew, after being upset with his drive, and ends up 20 feet from the basket. And
It's the best upset feeling in the world. Oh,
Absolutely.
man, that sucked for birdie.
Yeah. I'm so mad I'm 20 feet. No, that was a really good drive, yeah.
It's probably worth noting because I know I can sense it now. The disc golf Karen's going, how can you be so mad at that? It's like you're allowed to be mad that you don't execute the shot you intended and still get a birdie.
Absolutely.
This is what I do with putting all the time. I'll throw a putt. I'm like, oh, that sucks, and it goes in. They're like, but it went in.
But
It's
you
like,
know right out
yeah,
of your
but
hand that you didn't execute it how
that's
you
not what
wanted.
I wanted to do. Right? Yeah, absolutely.
Looking at hole 5, 300 feet, Frank is going to take the forehand, as we mentioned on the last, the coverage of the first round. Zach mentioned that the forehand looks like a really good play, and we
That's
get to
why.
see it.
That's why. Right there, it looks so good.
Andrew to potentially replicate his throw from last round. Looking like he's done it.
It's easy to forget. I'm so used to like score graphics being in different places, right? But like bottom right corner, Frank's actually extended his lead to 2.
Yes, he has.
We are still 2 strokes behind Andrew. So like even after the first few holes, things have we're all progressing at the same rate.
Correct.
Someone needs to make a mistake or someone needs to make a push, and it needs to happen probably sooner than later.
Oh, that looks good. Don't hit that tree right in front of the
Oh,
basket.
just square it.
Ah.
Just bullseye.
Oh, there's the
Bang.
circle 2 putt.
Bang. There we go.
That felt good. Looked bad, felt good.
Just off the mark for Andrew. And if anyone needs to catch fire, it's him.
Yes. He's the one closest to the leader at this point in time. Ooh.
Or he needs that to happen.
Correct.
He needs Frank to have a couple messes. When I talked to Frank, he said this has been his Achilles heels when he's been in his rough patch. It's just that I'm right there for scoring. I'm getting myself in positions and can't get this in the basket.
So you'd say he's team putt.
Oh, yes. Yeah. He's a team putt. 100% he's team putt. Hole 6, 220. So this is actually going to the real basket this time.
Yes.
No fake baskets this round, I promise. You're throwing the same gap, just probably a little less stability in your disc.
Correct. Less stability, maybe 10% more power.
I feel like the turnover is a little more valid.
It is. Especially
this
on
layout.
this layout, yeah.
You throw like a Luna on Anheuser or like flat and let it turn a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking Zone OS. Went to my stable Kratos instead. See, here's it is. That's not what I wanted to do.
But it ends up okay.
Ended really good.
Yep.
But man, is that not what I tried to do off the tee.
Frank going standstill. Getting it real close.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Now we're only one back to Andrew. How will he respond? Go in. No, dang it. That would be crazy. Oh, we're within one. Ching. All right, we're within 5.
Oh, good putt. Good birdie.
Yep, carrying over the good putting so far. That's an important aspect to my game if I want to remain competitive, is I have to keep the putter hot. Ooh, you sneak one in there.
I've done that a few times this round.
Hey, you little sneaky boy.
Or this tournament. There we go.
A little right, but good enough to catch.
Good birdie.
Are these Mach 7s?
These are, yes.
That's a pretty good catch for Mach 7, honestly.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. Think about that.
Looking at hole 7, this one did not change. Downhill 360 feet. Your guys like Frank will be throwing putters. Everybody else, most likely a mid-range.
In round 1, it was the 4th hardest hole of the round. Do you think he got easier or harder?
I'm going to say it got harder.
The answer was neither. I tricked you. It's actually the exact same amount of difficulty.
There's that Willie Prince disc.
Yeah. Instead of throwing the Buzz OS, I threw the Buzz. Just like a little. I didn't quite throw it the way I wanted to, but I was close enough. A little hyzer, didn't flip up as much, but it missed the tree, which is really the only thing it needed to do.
Oh, I lied. He's throwing a zone.
Yeah, he throws his zone like on half the holes. And that's real good.
Yes, that is really good.
I want to do that.
What do we got here from Andrew? It's looking like a Buzz.
Yeah, Buzz-esque. I don't know his bag super well.
That's a Nate Doss, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I threw the same disc, PA1, first round, got the birdie. Second round, leave myself way long. Just came up short.
Not down the hill.
Not down the hill.
Which is the most important thing.
There we go. You're catching fire at the beginning of this round.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Honestly, I'm within a stroke of Andrew, so in my head I'm thinking I just can't lose strokes to Andrew, or if I do, I have to get it back right away. Knew he was super close here, was thinking just make sure I match this. I'm really just I'm not really playing for a win. I'm more playing for them to mess up and let my game, like what you said, like I'm just trying to shoot 10 and hopefully they shoot 8. And so I'm close right now. Hole 8, though, I would like to not do what I did in round 1. That would be, I'd rather get a birdie. So I went up to the.
Did you disc up?
Oh yeah, I went to the Raptor.
Okay.
It's like I'm just gonna try to use the hill a little more aggressively. I actually clipped a little cabbage on the way, which shortened it up, but I think that was the right throw.
Yeah,
so
that was a good play. MD3, I believe, here from Frank. Hit some cabbage as well.
Yeah, but the mid-range edge clipping some cabbage catches a little more than than the Raptor. Or I'm just a bigger arm than he is. So
Yeah, you're just huge.
you tell me which makes more sense.
I think you just throw 600 feet.
Man, I think you're just insane if you think that. I mean, Disc Golf Valley for sure I do.
Disc golf. Yeah, what was that? What was your longest drive?
2,296 feet or something like that. Yeah, come play me.
I threw that one way too high.
Even farther back than I was. You think about running this?
No.
Okay.
No.
That was such a quick no.
Nope.
Not at all.
No.
Never.
Last thing I want to do is hit basket and roll away.
Don't you dare jinx him. You're a monster. you're a horrible.
I knew what was coming.
I'm
sorry,
horrible.
Frank. I'm sorry.
I can't even blame him because he already knew what was happening. That's crazy. However, we get a chance. We
do.
at
Same spot that you were at
I
round
was gonna
one.
say. Rinse, repeat.
Oh, and he hits the cage. That was so close.
He said he thought he banged it too. He thought he's like, oh, that's perfect.
That looked great.
Yeah, unfortunate bug.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm asking for, right? I'm not asking to beat them. I'm asking that they mess up. Like, yeah, I think there's two mentalities about that. It just competitively is either you think the Paul Macbeth strat. I'm better than them. I can shoot better than them. I'm going to beat them by out shooting them.
Right.
And then you have guys like me who are like, look, you and I both know I'm not better than Frank. I'm just not. And for a lot of reasons. I'm better at him at certain things, but not most of the things. And so my thought process is I'm just going to try to play to a level, and if he beats that level, he wins.
Right, so be it.
Yeah,
Yep.
It just is what it is. And that's kind of my mentality. And they both take a bogey, and I'm like, all right, I guess we have ourselves a race here now. Let's go for it.
Yep. Hole 9, 253 feet. Right where we're walking through here with the gimbal, you want to throw something pretty overstable. Looks like you're going with a Buzz OS. No, Zone OS.
Zone OS.
Zone OS.
Yeah, hate it. Out of my hand.
Ugh.
There's a huge gunshot. Or like
I remember
mortar. A mortar or something
Yep.
went off right after I released it. I was like, yo, don't shoot.
Don't shoot.
I didn't do it.
Oh, I squared the tree with the A2.
You got to miss that tree, man.
Yep.
Don't you know that? It feels like it's like your course. You should know that.
I should know that. I should have done exactly what Frank just did right there.
I don't think Frank agrees. Frank's telling it to get up.
I know, but I believe it was
Good line.
Yeah, it was a good line.
Okay.
Andrew likes to go that straighter disc on this hole for sure.
Yeah, in round one, he went in front of that tree, and I turned around and went, you want to go way more right?
Yeah.
Like, yep. Okay. It's like, this is just scary. Just straight up. It's just a scary putt.
This one's a little further than your last one,
Yeah,
huh?
quite a bit.
Oh, it was still so close.
Yeah, I gave it a little. As soon as I go, I was like, it's soft. It probably won't get there, but if it snuck in, it'd been cool.
Big shout out to Cardinal. Look at that shirt looking nice on Frank right there.
Yeah, he makes it look okay.
He makes it look okay.
Oh no, Frank!
It's because it. Oh no, yeah.
You can't do that. I mean, at a course like this, where putting is more important, I would say, just because everything's so reachable.
Yep.
You just can't have 3 putts. You can't do it multiple times. And
Correct.
he's now done back to back. I think that puts us. Hey, what did I just say?
Yep.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Don't do that.
That's a bogue or worse.
Yeah, you're putting back down at the.
Yeah, it's short, but it's still scary.
All right, you knock it in. Okay.
Left side bogey drops me down a stroke.
Hole 10, 328. Remember that last time I threw that Captain's Raptor that we didn't want to talk about? I don't throw the Captain's Raptor this time.
What do you throw this time?
I don't want to talk about it.
We're not talking about that one either.
But you want to take Andrew's line from round one, wide, on hyzer, and low. Emphasize this. Let me get real close to the mic so you all hear it. Low.
Low.
Like
Very
not
low.
like the opposite of the pitch of my voice.
Like skim the hill by inches low.
Yeah.
Oh,
I threw a buzz. Just so we're all know. That's how much I missed my line.
I'm going to try to take that same little triple mando inside this tree here.
I don't think you should. It didn't work.
And I didn't get it through that
Yeah.
time.
If you had made it through that twice, I would have
No way.
just
yeah.
walking off the course. We're done.
We'll get around it. There we go. Before it with a Firebird, I believe.
Yep. Just glad we were glad someone threw it.
Yeah.
We we're looking like an MPO card on the last player there.
Yeah.
I was super disinterested in throwing approach shots. I just hated it today. So I threw the Zone OS a lot, and that one was a little too short and alley. And I thought you drilled that for a second.
Yeah, that was looking pretty close. It came up a little short, but I liked it out of the hand. Here's the whale. Does not get thrown a lot by Andrew, but when he pulls it out, it usually goes right by the basket.
Maybe you should throw it more.
There we go.
Yes,
That's looking
sir.
like a good putt.
And just like that, we go from a 3-way tie for first to Frank saying, give me that lead back.
Yep.
It's probably worth noting as well that the other competitors, two of the other competitors on the chase card, Robert and I forget the other guy's name.
Andrew?
No.
Chase card.
Yeah.
Who was on the chase
I
card?
mean, I'm literally have PDGA in front of me. Either way, they're both shooting quite hot right now.
Okay,
They're both
yes.
just started off
Greg
the round.
Hines.
Yeah, Greg,
Greg
that's
Hines.
right. They are just on en fuego
Yes,
to start their
they
round.
were shooting fire. Hole 11, 337 feet. We moved to the middle pad here. Looks like he's throwing a mid-range.
I wish we had played the long.
The long up top the hill
Yeah.
is such a good hole.
Yeah.
With double Mandos down the center.
Yeah, that's why I wanted it. It's like, because again, in my mind, the more difficult you make the hole, the more likely that the people in front of me have an opportunity to mess up.
Yep.
Because if I miss it, it never mattered anyway. But if they miss it, you're giving me chances. Or I do that on the easy hyzer hole.
Yeah.
It's not good.
It's not an easy hyzer hole, but that first gap's
Do you remember what I
kinda
said?
Easy. No.
I said go B.
Go B. Yeah, that's right.
It's
Go
like,
B.
get in the road.
I'm liking the shot here. This one feels good out of the hand.
Yeah. Looks pretty good, too. So, if I'm being 100% real, 100%, I'm not trying to hype this up at all. The gap is 1/10 the size, the one I aimed for on the tee, off the tee.
And you
Just
it was perfect.
piped it.
Yeah.
And as soon as I let go of it, like, I hate myself.
Here's that whale again. Ooh.
Off to the left, but close.
Yep.
Yeah, you didn't say it went in. You just said it goes close.
Yeah, I guess close. It does. Oh, Frank just inches away from another bird.
Doesn't need it, though, right now. Doesn't
No,
need it.
Currently, he does not need that.
Has
That
the
was
stroke. But he wants it. You can tell.
an impressive driver putt.
I just turned around. I was like, I don't know where I'm going. Someone needs to point me in the right direction. Hole 12, 254. Remember that last time in last round where I threw it and I thought it was really bad?
And it went right
I'm
past
gonna,
the basket.
I'm gonna try to do it again. I'm
Luna?
gonna try to do that exact. Yeah, I'm gonna try to throw the Luna again. It shouldn't be. It should be a Raptor on hyzer or maybe a Caps Raptor to choke up distance. But I'm gonna
You know
try.
why I think that it's awesome that you threw the Luna?
Why?
Is because this actually ranges at 280. Not 254. So you wouldn't even have maybe thrown the Luna if you knew it was 280. And
No,
it
I
worked
would.
great the first round.
No, I would throw the Luna
okay,
if it's 280.
perfect. You're just huge.
I would definitely not. Well, I'm not. The Lunas, for me in the Discraft lineup, I'm a weird dude. I've gone to the field multiple times. 350 flat ground, normal, like hyzer, right? Yeah, I can do that with a Vulture pretty regularly. Give me a buzz. Snap it flat, get a good rip on it. 330, 315, somewhere in there. But that's like really good conditions. Give me the Luna, 340.
Oh, wow.
And I'm just like, what?
I remember having a similar problem with the roach.
Me neither.
I used to bag rocks and roaches, and if I needed to throw a longer distance than the rock, I would actually pull out the putter.
Yeah, the thing's got infinite glide. Hey, there's another basket hit. That's probably like 7 or 8 of them in the tournament so far.
We need a counter.
I'm not going back and posting.
No. Oh, a little left from Frank there on his birdie putt.
But yeah, I don't know what it is, but the Luna, specifically the Luna in the Discraft lineup, just travels. I mean, we saw it when it first came out. I mean, Macbeth did that at Ledgestone, right? The 400-something hole that Calvin or birdied last year, or ace last year. Yeah, I mean, the thing just goes, and I don't know. They got some magic rocket boosters in it, I guess. I don't know.
They do. Were you driving with your putter right there?
Yeah, absolutely. Get it? Driving? Okay, anyway.
Looking pretty close right here. Frank and Andrew at 15, Zach 14, and myself at 13. And like you had previously mentioned, you have Robert and Greg shooting extremely hot on chase card, making this a very tight race.
Yeah, they're sitting right around where you're at. I think they were at 12s at this point of the round. So the tournament went from Frank and Andrew driving away to now things are a little bit packed. And so these last 12 holes are going to get a little intense. The card definitely felt the mood swing.
Yeah,
I think
so too. Looking at hole 13 here, it did switch to the long basket in between rounds. 238 feet. Let's get that one a little low. I want to throw that on Heiser.
Park the short.
I did. That's a good line for the short. Yeah, I'm going to do that next time.
Please don't do that next time. Highly recommend you don't.
No. That looks good from Biggs. Maybe a little short, but that's a good shot.
Yep.
That's what I was wanting to do with the A5. Oh, but he gets
Nope.
the tree knife.
I yupped him. That's my fault.
You yupped him.
Hey, look, I'm going with a forehand. This can't go well. Boom, I'm right.
Oh.
Wow, I didn't hit that tree. I forgot.
Yeah.
I thought I squared that tree in my head. I was like, oh, yeah, I remember that tree. Jeez, that's so embarrassing. I just have no power forehand at all. I'm like throwing 12 speeds, 250.
It was unfortunate. My forehand felt really bad during this tournament. Ooh, that was a good bid.
I think I tickled.
But last weekend in Alabama,
Yes.
my forehand was going really well.
Oh, that's good.
So it came back to me at a course that I didn't really need it.
Oh, dang. You should have had it here.
I know. I was hoping. Good putt.
Hole 13 is one you definitely want to get, even though it played middle of difficulty, but that's just because we're not scoring on it and there's only 7 of us.
Yeah.
It didn't deserve that. Thank you,
went in,
basket.
though.
It did.
There's no photos.
Just high def 4K. No, it's 1080-60, but still.
One birdie. That's surprising from the lead card.
Yeah, it's but if we get that kind of result on this hole, it'd be not that bad because 355, you just take Andrew's secret deep turnover flippy disc line that you just walked.
Secret.
Yeah, secret. It's not a secret that it's there. It's a secret in how you throw it.
Right.
Because like he's clearly dialed this in.
He has.
That
That was a little low. He would have liked it higher, but he definitely has this one.
But he
locked.
knows that. It's like, oh no, that's a little too low. I'd throw that shot, be like, this might be an ace. I just don't know.
I tried the exact same line from the first round, and I didn't learn my lesson. So.
Well, guess what? I didn't learn either. I'm going for the same gap too.
That's more the route that you want for a forehand,
Yeah,
around the outside.
I promise you, that's 50% at the most,
Oh yeah.
power-wise.
Yeah.
He's just not caring. He's not trying at all. Oh, I changed discs though. That's a passion.
Okay. What did you throw the first round?
A Buzz SS.
Buzz SS.
Should have been a Buzz SS. That would have made it.
I'm going to try my best not to bogey this time.
Little better. This needs to sit down though.
It's long.
Why'd you throw it long for?
Did
Did you try to use the hill and then miss the hill?
Yeah.
That's been how I've missed holes like that before in the passes. We don't need to talk about that. Just
What
move on.
happened?
Just move on.
Just move on.
Just move on.
Don't ask.
Here, this is what happened.
Andrew now the tournament leader at this point.
He is. Yes, by
yep.
1.
Needed to get around that tree. That was unfortunate.
Frank with a near impossible putt, gave it a bid. This is important.
It is.
This is for par. Frank could get that stroke back right here.
Oh, from outside circle.
Take it back. Never mind. Andrew wants to keep the lead.
Yep. I think I'm about circle's edge or just outside from here. Yep. Bogeyed it both rounds. Let's go.
What'd you do that for?
Because it just felt like the right thing to do in the moment.
I don't know if I've ever felt that being the right thing to do in the moment.
Good putts back to back from you and Frank.
A little nervy tester. We're going to move on to hole 15, which is the little anthill hole.
Yes, 15 is 252 feet. There are 2 lines. You can take the left side with something flippy as a right-handed player or the right side with something a little more overstable.
I will say I am feeling very frustrated with my game at this point. I'm very happy Frank's on the card. We're both from Michigan.
Okay.
I've known Frank. I don't think I'm supposed to tell this story.
I can't wait.
So I met Frank the very first time, I think, at a basketball game where he was playing for the Kalamazoo homeschool team.
Okay.
And I was coaching
You were
high school
coaching
team,
it. Okay.
the other high school team, and they beat us because one of our players got a technical in the last 30 seconds of the game for them to take free throws and to take the lead. Yeah. Oh, it was awful. And so he had bragging rights for the whole year. And then I saw him, obviously on the disc golf course,
Yep.
Following years and stuff. And we've made, friends, disc golf friends. I'll call it disc golf friends. But
So was he as tall back then?
yes.
Okay.
He was as annoying playing against him. The crazy thing, I told him at this tournament, we were talking about that because he knows like the homeschool circuit teams.
Oh, big
okay,
butt.
sure, nice.
Yeah.
So he like knew them and like because there's some really good homeschool teams that have like they're ranked in the country and they're very, very skilled. And I was telling him, we were talking about it, and I was like, dude, if you had played us the next year, we would have beaten you by 60. And he's like, no, you wouldn't have. Like, I promise.
I can't say it on coverage, but if you're a Formula One fan, just know that there is a perfect Max Verstappen quote for what you just said. The coulda, shoulda, wouldas. There's a great quote from Max Verstappen for that.
Sure there is. Hole 16, 445. This one changed, so it's actually in the long position where the basket actually is. I promise, no fake baskets.
Which is actually around 525 for this basket.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so it's farther. That's the key here.
It is.
So Frank gets an advantage.
He does. He's throwing his boss right now with some kind of banana drawing on the top.
Dude, the fact that he draws stuff on it. What do you need? My banana disc. It's like, oh, who stamped that? No one.
No one.
I did.
My Sharpie.
My Sharpie.
I get lucky and get through those trees.
You forward kick? Come on.
Yeah. Home course love. Big's going with a different disc this round.
This one is too straight.
Yep, but that'll leave him in a good spot.
A 3 here's fine, though, honestly. Yeah. I mean, the 2 is spectacular.
This hole has only been 2'd, I believe, like 3 times.
Okay,
in the long
that we know of, yeah.
That we know of.
Yeah. That's it. I'm going to take a weekly trip there until I do it, just so I can say I'm the fourth one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Frank from short position. That is not good.
No, he's not happy. You can see in his demeanor.
I think he wanted to turn it over a little bit and just didn't.
Zone OS?
Yeah, because when you can't throw forehands, you pick a disc that bails you out. I didn't realize it. Apparently I was standing on a piece of trash, like a piece of plastic or something.
No.
And as soon as I dug in with that foot, it gave out. So my foot slipped. And so I didn't even look at where the disc went. I just look at my foot. I'm like, dude, are you that much of an idiot not to check that? And then I look up and I see the disc hit the tree and kick towards it. I'm like, obviously that's what I wanted to do. That was awesome.
Good putt from Frank. Par save?
When you can make putts, bad approaches don't matter.
Correct.
Or if you're bad at approaching and it gets lucky, then also doesn't matter. Just keep going. If you're good at approaches, then putting doesn't matter.
Putting doesn't matter.
Pro tips.
All pars. Not a bad score on the hole. Coming up to hole 17, 460-foot par 4. There is a Mando on the left side keeping you to the right that does have a drop zone. This one is eagleable for sure. It's uphill, but it is eagleable.
It's similar position. It was round 1. It's just up on the hill. So honestly, if you drove the shorter pin position, you'd be in a fine spot.
Yes.
A long look, but fine. Frank, you don't want to do that.
No. He was definitely going for the pin. And I would have liked to see that full flight.
He has all the power to get there. This is 2 inside.
Yeah. No, that wasn't a terrible shot. At this point in time, my hands were really feeling weird from the humidity.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't have my dry sack that I usually have, and I could not get a very good.
You should have borrowed
release.
mine. I had like 2.
I should have.
You know what? I had to take it back. I would have never given you that. I needed every.
It's too close. We're 1 stroke apart right now. You would have never given me that.
Well, I mean, we're 1 stroke apart, and I think I've parred. Well, hold on. Let me think. I think I've parred 10 holes in a row or something like that. So I'm just like, I'm fuming at this point of the round. I'm just like, literally can't give myself a birdie look. Like, I'm so over this.
So Frank here is in a bad spot. He has to go around that Mando with a roller, and I'm curious to see where he lands. Andrew here with a great drive. Little pitch up.
I do remember walking over the hill with Frank and us thinking, based on how he threw it, it should have curled a certain way.
Yep.
And we didn't see it in that spot initially, and so we were worried that it went over the road.
Oh, right.
At one point. It doesn't actually go over there. I would have put in the animation that went out of bounds.
True.
I'm pretty good at that.
So we know that it's inbounds at least.
We do know it's inbounds. I just don't remember where.
Are you running this one?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's a Buzz SS from 130.
You jump putted with a Buzz SS?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I've never tried a mid-range jump putt. We see that he lands in a pretty good spot, so he should be able to get his par from there and clean that up. Good birdie from your current
leader, yeah.
Now leader.
By at least 1 stroke. That was a missed putt that went in. That's when I do that, I'm telling the disc to sit down because it's hitting mid to high left, which is a push spot. And Frank just missed low.
So looking like a 2-stroke.
2-stroke swing, yeah. It's going to put me and Frank in the same spot. And at this point, Chase Card is not pushing the leaders still, or specifically Andrew. They're pretty much caught up with you at your score.
Okay.
And so they're still in the mix.
Yeah.
They need some things to happen. Hole 18 definitely can be one of those holes. 419. I don't know why you're walking this way. I never would throw this way. Am I supposed
throw
to?
Down the center?
No.
Oh, that's the play.
You should. I'm saying you should.
Yeah.
I'm saying I don't know why you do that for me.
I typically
would never.
throw a roller on this hole. I did not put my roller back in my bag the day of the tournament.
What'd you do that for? You didn't bring your whale sack.
I was not prepared.
You didn't, obviously.
Physically or mentally, apparently.
Mentally, we're just debilitating ourselves for sure. Andrew with a decent line. It's going to be short and left. I didn't bring the right discs. Like, there's one disc in the blue bag that I need for the shot, and I didn't bring it. So I'm throwing a force on Anheuser. And honestly, I'm thinking to myself, I can't reach the hole, or my chance of reaching the hole is really low. So if it happens to snap it perfectly and I get it to hold, great. And if it's not, it's going to be wide open. And Frank says, oh, yeah, we'll watch this.
This is incredible. A forehand all the way up there, past pin high, I do believe.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
He just makes it look so effortless. A little spin from you.
A little soft bid. If I could have gotten more power on that, I would have. That was about my max approach jump putt.
Mm-hmm. I was way below the basket. The distance wasn't a problem. It was the fact that it was that distance and uphill.
Right.
That made that putt extremely difficult. And we had officially a crowd of 2 people. That guy on the bike in the background.
Yes, Zane Guernsey and Isaiah Guernsey. They had just gotten back from vacation. There they are, back there.
Hey.
So they came out to watch a little bit. Good clean up.
Made coverage, guys. Let's go.
Ooh.
Oh. And that frustration just kind of overflowing a little bit for Frank here, just kind of compounding.
Yes.
And it's really important. I'm not calling Frank out specifically for this, but like when you are at a point in your game where something is frustrating, it's really important to be able to move on. Right. Because if he can forget that last miss, if he can, and I'm doing the same thing, but the flip side of it, I can't forget the last drive.
Right
now, I'm struggling at getting off the tee because I keep, man, that drive sucked. He's doing the same thing with putts. If he can push that out of his mind faster, he's going to make more of those putts. His score is going to go down. But that gives a 2-stroke lead now for the card to Andrew.
This is hole 19, 250 feet. I threw the typical route here. I call it the typical route, but actually the majority of players in our area throw this backhand over the bushes.
That's because we're bad.
No, you're not. It's just some people. I mean, not a lot of people in our area really practice forehands.
Before I get a hate comment for me saying that, that includes me. I'm bad. I should be throwing a forehand like a zone on Heiser.
So what does that make me since I'm 1 stroke back of you right now?
You're 1050 mentally.
Okay.
But you're 940 executionally.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, great. Right. Got it.
Perfect. Birdie putt coming up from Frank. Can he put up the last out of his mind?
There, see?
Nice.
You got to move on, let the mood stay hot. Good birdie from him. And Andrew right now really is in the driver's seat because he's got a 2-stroke lead. The chase card isn't hot enough to catch him. And right now, where scores are at, I feel like I'm the only one that can push him because I am down by 2. Hole 20, 268 needs to be one of the holes in my mind that needs to be a swing, or I'm hoping is a swing because of the Plinko-esque to this hole.
There are trees everywhere, and I hit
first of possible tree.
Yeah. Haven't done that in a while. Decided to pull it out in a rated round. That looks... Come back? Where'd it go?
He hit.
He
He hit that the
tree
skinny and it
behind
went
it.
straight down.
Yep.
So this is where I'm thinking to have the opportunity. So I leave it high. You see me leaning. It actually just
Nick to the tree.
kisses it, and it pushed it super far right into that bush stuff. And I'm like rolling my eyes to myself. I'm like, come on. And then Frank grip locks to come join me because apparently he thought that was a good spot.
This is a difficult hole.
Oh yeah, it's just this is the hardest one in the birdie alley, in my opinion. I think it's harder than 24.
Yeah.
Which would be the next hardest in my mind.
I leave myself with a. That was just awful.
We don't have to talk about it.
Talk about what?
We don't have to talk about it. This is a really important approach. But luckily he's like open enough. He's a little short and left, but open enough to where he could get a clean look.
I throw the little
Hammer time.
Hammer time with the PA3.
Frank, I don't think is throwing a hammer, but I think he's just doing a pitch. Yep. And I have negative space. I found like the thickest part of the canopy. So there's like this tiny little window that I could go for, and I hit 90% of it, and the other 10% was enough to just stop it at the very edge.
Oh, and hits the cage.
Where's the counter? Where's
time.
the counter? But yeah, the hole in my mind, which was my opportunity to catch up to, because if I knew that if I got within one of Andrew, I had a chance.
Right.
24 is a swing hole, depending on how his disc interacts with the ground. And I feel like if I could, the last couple, not this next hole, not 21, but 22 is a potential swing. 23, you can see a swing as well. So I'm just thinking in my head, there's an extra swing in there where I could not only get him, but I could beat him if I get the stroke. And instead, he gets a stroke on me.
Right.
So, I mean, that essentially feels now that it's over. Like, Andrew has this unlocked. The question is, who's going to
be on the podium with him? Hole 21, 284 feet. Looks like Biggs is going to be throwing a buzz or rock. Buzz.
Yeah,
that looks like a buzz.
That's a buzz.
Yeah, so interesting swing, though. Hole 19 was a lead card star frame. Hole 20, 1 par, 3 bogeys. That's a swing right there.
Oh, yeah. It played as the hardest hole of the day. No wonder. Lead card just we just didn't want to throw well.
What do you got here?
So I went to the Luna for this play to try to choke up on distance, and I'm tired. And like that, it's the moment right after you kind of realize, like, man, because I'm thinking I have a chance to push for the win maybe, and it just derails the opposite direction. I did feel like I needed to make it a point though on that shot right there to throw the hammer again and get close. I felt I didn't need to throw the hammer. I could have thrown a little turnover, and I'm like, nope, I need to throw the hammer for my own mental sake to know that was the right play and I can execute that shot. I just didn't there, and I did. So at least I had that little moral victory in my brain.
Makes sense. 2 really good putts right there from Andrew and Frank. Hey, CTP.
Yeah, he had this hole on lock. 22 is not a big swing hole. This should be a birdie for everyone. It was the easiest hole last round. In fact, every single player in the field, all 7 of us, birdied it last time. It's right there. There's not even double mandos.
Right. There's no double mandos. That is a different hole.
Just a little pitch. That looks great. It's going to be 20, 22 feet.
Kratos from Biggs. I'm throwing a PA3 here. And I just release it early. That goes back to that grip problem I was talking about. I could do absolutely nothing correct off the tee backhand for a good majority of this round, really. Oh, that's looking clean.
Yep. And Frank has the advantage of being able to do standstill from this distance and with that posturing, so gets that one real close. And you talk about early releases.
Yep, right there with me.
That's an early release.
Oh, hits the tree.
No, yeah. It's worse than you think. I gave this negative 6 seconds of thought. Just put it under the basket. And I'm just, and at this point, I'm just like, okay, get me off the course now.
Right.
Now I'm
time to go home.
Yeah, now it's time to actually just go home.
I get it. Oh, I was wanting that one.
Because right now, Andrew has a 4-stroke lead on our card. I think one of the chase cards is currently sitting at 16.
Okay.
At this point of the round. So, like, now we're just trying to posh for third, and which is last cash, right? And so we're thinking about all that. I mean, maybe you're thinking about that, but get a
Yeah,
couple
I was
birdies.
definitely trying to. I was thinking about, I wanted to get that birdie. I knew Frank was close. There was 3 of us on lead card at 15 down, so I really wanted that one. Hole 23, 275 feet. There is a play up the gut on the left side, but most people will opt to what Andrew's doing right here on the right.
Yeah, I think it's just smarter. You just bring less into play. He didn't like that a whole lot because of how wide it was, but he gets a little bit of a blinky ground action. He's going to be close to the basket, or close-ish. Do it.
Ooh.
It wouldn't make anything super interesting for the win, but it would be cool.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, and so this is going to be back. I mean, if you didn't know already, outside of Andrew really taking bogey/double bogey on the last hole, he can't lose this event. He can go par, and Frank could go ace. Spoiler alert, he didn't just go ace. So
Right. Spoiler alert.
and he can't lose, or that's how to just tie. So he just has to not do anything stupid. Oh, come on!
Chains.
Just get in the basket. I'm like same distance as you. I've been really trying to do no run up, but this is the rude part. That thing is doing,
it rolls.
It's doing the
No.
Andrew roll away. I was so bad. Frank looked at me. He's like, "Do I go?" And I'm like, "You can if you want, but like it's technically on me."
And he drills it.
Yeah, he said he's ready. He's gonna make this putt real quick. Does so nicely.
Oh wow, that rolled more than I thought it did.
Oh yeah, circle 2, for sure. And that tree.
Cash.
You can't tell, but that tree is covering half the basket. I'm just like, throw it on hyzer. I'm pissed. Just bang. I'm like,
Dang.
you can see I'm just grumpy walking right now. Just, stupid.
And this happened once or twice in the first round where, somebody drives, they're not happy with the execution, but it ends up in a really good spot.
Yeah. We're really good at that on this card. Hole 24, last hole of the tournament, 323. You throw hyzer.
I do. Yeah, out to the right.
Everything else is wrong. Okay,
Everything else is
you
wrong.
can throw straight at it too, but you probably want to throw the hyzer
Yeah, it's
based on.
just that OB creeps in on the left, just enough to get in people's heads.
Love how you say that. That's such a funny. Yeah, OB creeps up. Yeah, it doesn't creep up on the skipping right to left hyzer on a downhill slope. Yeah, you're right. That doesn't come in play at all.
I've only gone OB 100 times.
This is the play if you have something stable enough. Frank thought for sure he just buried this into the OB, catches a little bit of cabbage, stays short.
Yep.
And
with a zone.
Yeah, and he's honestly just knowing at this point right now, we're like wrapping up, that the two guys, Greg and Robert, are both sitting at 17. So Birdie would guarantee him a second place position.
Yes.
And a par would potentially leave him in outside of cash. So he really wanted a birdie here. We don't need to pay attention to my shot. I just don't matter. I'm completely irrelevant.
I didn't even see your shot. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yep.
So.
Skip.
This looks like a good approach. Skip up.
Skip. Where's the fast forward button? We can just skip all this. Let's get
Here's my 50-footer downhill.
To beat me by 1. Was that your motivation in your head? Just get him.
It kind of was. I was like, I have to beat somebody.
I love it. I love it.
Biggs, this is going to crack me up. Misses it. Oh, no, the camera's not on him. So he gets extremely mad that he misses that putt.
Yeah.
He, smashes his hands together. It's like, oh, no, I just won the tournament.
Skip.
Oh, that spits out.
Skip. That disc was completely surrounded by chains. It was not pushed. So this is one of the things I think we do horrible in disc golf is describe spit outs and as push outs, or push outs as spit outs.
Yep.
That's a push. So I just caught a lot of chains. It was mid-level, pushed it out. It just happens sometimes. Just kick a man while he's down moment, right?
Right.
Well, you beat me by 2. There you go. You
All
happy?
right.
Frank able to take down a tied second. I think it was Greg who made a huge putt.
He did.
Or was it Robert?
I believe it was Robert.
Okay, Robert. One of them made a huge putt to get the tied for 18. So there's a 3-way tie for second. Super fun tournament. Thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. That was awesome.
And if you want to check out this tournament, you can come out next year. It's lots of fun. Rum Village. I'm traumatized again.